Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is on autism and life expectancy. For autistic people, the average life expectancy, according to medical science, is between just over 39 years to 58 years. Now, that shortened life expectancy isn't directly related to autism because autism isn't fatal. Rather, it has a lot to do with the comorbidities that can be associated with autism. I'll go over some of those with you. They are things like epilepsy, hydrocephalus, sleeping disorders, gastrointestinal disorders, higher levels of anxiety and depression, which can lead to things like psychotic disorders, trauma disorders, and suicide. I can also tell you that heart disease is also highly prevalent among autistic people. In fact, some of the highest causes of premature death for autistic people are things like suffocation, asphyxiation, drowning, heart disease, as I stated, suicide, and also epilepsy. For autistics with learning disabilities, they are 40 times more likely to die prematurely when epilepsy is associated with the neurological disorder. With high-functioning autistic people, premature death from suicide is 9 times the average rate. When I dove into this and I read that, it really stopped me. Growing up as a kid and into my teenage years, when all you hear are statements that give you a clear indication that you don't fit in the world, it leaves you feeling that there's no way out. And so you seek one, you beg for one. That is a part of my life that I was highly embarrassed and ashamed of, but I'm not anymore. It was just a chapter. I'm not there in that moment anymore. I'm in this moment. When it comes to advances in medicine and therapies, there are a ton of studies, even ongoing studies, as relates to being able to mitigate the various behaviors and traits of autistic people with different forms of medication, different types of therapies that are out there, and more is being done every day. Autism is still very invisible to much of the world, which is something that only education and awareness can change, not so much medical, because it's in how people see each other. And with autism, being that it's so invisible, when you hear someone say they have autism, naturally people look for some type of physical indicator. And in so many cases, it's just not there. For me, autism for a long time was a very doom and gloom kind of thing. And I can tell you that it has changed and changed a lot. Over the last year, I took a big deep dive into myself. I had not done that before. In doing that deep dive, I stopped and studied and examined all of my past challenges, all of my present challenges, but also everything that I had managed to overcome in the world. And what I came away with was a sense that it doesn't matter how long I'm going to live. What matters is that I get the best quality and do the most I can with each day that I'm given. In fact, I would highly encourage everyone to do that. Instead of looking at this from a perspective of, God, I'm 49 and I'm, reaching that point in less than 10 years of where science says that I may pass. I don't look at things like that from that perspective where I would have a year ago. Now, my perspective is today, like many of the past days I've had in the last year, I open my eyes and I look around, and I'm extremely grateful for the day that's been put in front of me. I have no idea what will happen with that day, what types of new discoveries or interactions I'll have in the world with maybe even new people, but I just let it be something that is possibility instead of dread. And I would also encourage everyone to maybe adopt that. We have no idea how many days we'll have. And so when it comes to average lifespans or non-average, for me, I'm taking the perspective of we got today, we're in the here and now, and that's just awesome. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a like. If you like the content on the channel, please consider subscribing and consider ringing the bell so you'll be notified when the next video is uploaded. Before I go, I want to give everyone an update. In about 48 hours, we'll be boarding a plane and going to Florida for an amazing opportunity I have. I'm going to be able to spend some time with YouTubers with what I consider very big channels. There are a variety of channels that are going to be where I'm going in Florida. Naturally, this is going to be an excellent opportunity that I'm very humbled by to speak with them one-on-one, to maybe even show them a few clips and get some critiquing, learn what works, what doesn't work so well. I'm going to take a lot of notes. Also, there are going to be some very cool outings. And through this whole trip, my wife is going to have the camera. She's going to point and record, really anything. So I don't know what kind of footage is going to be recorded. I'm going to be mic'd up. I don't know that she'll mic up necessarily, and that's okay. But everything is going to be what she is seeing through the lens. And she's going to capture me in ways that are going to be very new. Being that I am choosing not to mask as much, not to try to camouflage as much, it's going to be a perspective that who knows what's going to be recorded, what we're going to see and look at, and what you'll see when I upload it. So until then, my neurotypical and neurodiverse friends in the wide, wide world, I hope that this day gave you everything that you needed it to give you. And I look forward to seeing you in all of the tomorrows coming ahead. God, I'm going to have to shut it off manually. God damn this fucking thing. It's not shutting off. What the fuck?